Hey, good afternoon. This is Rich Valena, and just wanted to give a review of the Epoch batteries, the lithium ion batteries that are UL listed and are a good alternative to your Battleborn brand of battery. I purchased two of these batteries. This review and install video has not been compensated. And this is just this is my opinions and my experience so far with the Epoch batteries. And we have a 2014 Airstream Flying Cloud rear bunk front queen, and just wanted to let everyone see what it would look like to have two of these 120 amp hour batteries installed and in use in an Airstream battery box. So I wanted to go through that real quick with you and just let you see what that looks like. So I purchased these two 120 amp hour Epoch batteries for the sole purpose that the batteries that come in the Airstream, whether it be a AGM or a flooded lead acid, just don't have the capacity or the lifespan that the lithium batteries do. So I wanted to just show you how these fit in the box. They have two different styles with the terminals offset, like your standard flooded lead acid or AGM battery, but they also have the style that has the terminals both on one end, positive and negative, on these sides together. So I went with this style because the dimensions of them did better with the box. You still have to do a little bit of modification with the box to get these to fit, but once the lip is out of the way, this back lip, I did have to take a jack and take some vice grips and just bend that back up a little bit to get the second battery in here, and by doing that I was able to get that one in there, and then take the vice grips and just take it back down into position again. The lifespan on these is anywhere from, Epoch says, from anywhere from 9 to 11 years. That's a little while for me to figure out maybe a different plan next time to get them in the box so I don't have to bend the lip up again, but that's the route I took with this. So I did have to remove the front propane box and the 2 bottles of propane, and get that out of the way just so the lid could come back further for better access of the battery box. And the other thing that we had to do is the actual keeper for the original batteries had to come out, so that one battery could go in kind of 45 into the box and then slide this way. And these are the same configuration as far as which side the terminals are on that the lead acid interstate batteries were. But I just double nutted this center all thread rod so that I could get enough on it to get a wrench on it and work it out. Yours will probably be the same way. It was rusted. You can't see it in there, but it was rusted in the bottom, basically because water does get in here and collect, and it will cause that to happen. So but I did get it out there. Once you get it out there, you can place it back in there, double nut it again, and then place it back in position. And these are held down really well with that center brace. So great thing about these batteries, and Battleborn is a great battery, don't get me wrong, it's an amazing battery, but once Epoch became UL listed, which they did, with this line of batteries, it's kind of no-brainer to go with this. The reason why is there is instead of having to go with an exterior and outside third-party monitoring system, the Epoch batteries and I don't know if Battleborn has changed their design, but the Epoch battery has a built-in battery monitoring system. They also have the cat cables that actually will link one battery to the other with a link in, link out configuration, so you'll be tying these two together as they're doing the monitoring and the management system. And the other great part about that is that Epoch has their own app that will hook up with Bluetooth. So Bluetooth is also included with these batteries. So you have battery management system already built in, Bluetooth already built in with their own app that will show you discharging, if it's idle, if it's got an issue inside of one of the cells, it's going to show you that. And then the other thing is with the Battleborn, because we do winter camping, some people don't, but we do. And so having the battery be able to work when it's cold was also a big deal. I was looking at having to buy battery heaters for the Battleborn batteries. I don't know if that's changed, but with this battery, built-in heating is already there. So not only do they have the battery management system, Bluetooth connectivity to their own app to show you what's going on inside the battery, it also has built-in heaters that will keep these viable, because lithium has to have a heater inside of it to keep that going once you drop a certain degree as far as temperature. I don't know that off the top of my head, but that is taken care of all in one system, and you don't have to worry about any of those extra add-ons with that. So, you know, one other thing, or a couple other things I did have to order or go get. I did go on Amazon, and I'll put the links in the description of all the different things that I bought. I'll let you know which one of these items either came with the battery or I had to purchase on my own. But one thing that I did have to buy from Amazon are these zinc terminal ends, you know, for your standard terminal ends that you'll have, because I didn't want to change everything up. I didn't want to cut these off or go different. So, you know, these batteries actually have, you know, a screw-in M8 connector that goes in. So I just purchased these off of Amazon. I think at the time, they're like, I don't know, $4.99, $5.99, something like that. Got a positive and a negative. I thought I'd need two sets, but I didn't, because the way that you run it in parallel, I just used the battery supplied M8 nuts. The M8 bolts that came with it, to make my secondary connections at the positive and the negative, where I'm not going to be connecting back to the actual camper itself. So the positive will come here, hook in on this side here. Negative comes over from this area here and hooks on to this battery. So you have a parallel link. You're tying negative back to negative here, positive here, and then you alternate your positive and your negative attachment to your camper, which is actually going to be your inverter or your converter charging. So positive will be here on this battery, and then the negative on this battery. I watched another video, but they said this is the best configuration. This is the way that the other ones were set up as well. So negative on one battery, positive on the other, and then tying them back off with the positive, negative to negative. Do not change your wiring on that. I watched that quite a while so I wouldn't mess anything up. So the M8 bolts were provided. They come in a blister pack with the battery in the box. And then the link cable here, it comes with the battery. So since I got two, I actually have two of those. So if I want to go, and I'll probably have to get a longer one, because they're just long enough to reach from one battery to the other. One other thing you want to make sure of is that when you put this into place and you tighten these down with the keeper, these are pressure relief valves under here. And you make sure that's not blocked in any way. This is above it, so it doesn't hurt it. This one is here on its own. It's just inherent with lithium that they sometimes have to let off a little bit of pressure inside, and that's just a way for the battery not to expand and get outside the geometry of the actual casing. Okay, so I went ahead and got everything tightened off and in place so you can see how that looks. I like the thought of the protectors on top of this. Obviously you've got a metal lid, and anything that's exposed that's going to be coming in contact with the top, kind of want those to be protected from that, also from elements. I don't think that, you don't get a lot inside the box, but you will get some moisture condensation probably. One thing that is included with the Epoch batteries that they send you is a positive and a negative plastic cap. I went ahead and put the protectors, the felt protectors, I think they're impregnated with some chemicals that keep it, from corroding. You can get corrosion at some point in time, but I think it helps inhibit that. So I did on both the places where those are going to be going back into the coach and getting the charge from there. But these plastic caps, and I'll have to change the configuration of this one just a little bit, move it around so I can get it up underneath there correctly. But these will actually snap down on top of the on top of those M8s. So you have a red positive and a black negative that's gonna cover those locations for you. So this one will go down here, cover those tops, so you'll get a barrier between the top of that battery and that connection and the top of your lid for your battery box. One other thing that I did on this, since they are lithium, I did change over to a lithium converter. I got the automatic lithium converter that senses whether it's flooded lead acid, AGM, or the lithium. And when I know it's charging in lithium correctly and senses it changes from a blue to a green light. That's on this model that's installed underneath the refrigerator. So I did do that and get that changed out. I don't have a video for that change, just due to the fact that I had to do that because the other one was actually defective and had to change it out anyway. So that got done before the lithium batteries ever got put in. But this is just a real quick review of this. I'm sold on the Epoch batteries just due to the fact that, number one, the price point, you really can't beat it for the other stuff that's out there. It's one of the only lithium batteries that is UL listed. If you've got an Airstream, you really need to have as much belt and suspenders protection as you can. It's not a cheap trailer, so you want to put the stuff in it that that they've tested, put on a benchmark. That lab rating makes a big difference. Again, I did have to move that lip a little bit. You have to do that with the Battleborn as well. They don't just drop in here. As far as I can tell, the outside dimensions are very comparable to the Battleborn 100 AH battery. And again, these are 120, so a total of 240 real usable amp hours, where you're not going to get that from an AGM. It's going to be maybe 80% of that, and with lead acid, it's good if you get 60% of the rated amp hours that the battery says it will do or claims it will do. One thing you do want to remember is when you turn these on and off, it's something I've been doing and I've been doing it wrong. These actually pop down on the top of it. They're little plastic or rubber protectors for that. And I kept trying to push down in here to turn that battery on, turn the battery off. Now, after you push on it a while, it'll work, but that's not the way to do it. You pop that off and then you have a good uninhibited push for that, instead of trying to push through that rubber. Is stupid. And I did that, but anyway, I did. And If you don't have time to hook up, it does have a charge indicator and a capacity indicator here on each battery that you can look at quickly. See if the battery's charging without having to hook up to your app. But it's so easy and seamless to do. It's easy just to stand out here, just turn your app on and see if you're getting a good charge. I do know that I won't say who the aftermarket repair shop is. Actually, not a repair shop. They're just a great modification shop. Great people. I'm sure they're going to make an announcement, and I don't want to steal their thunder on making that announcement. I do believe that they're also going to be carrying these. They're a very well-known modification company for Airstream only, and they're going to be a dealer for Epoch, from what I heard. So and what I was told. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of their build outs with this. For me, I'm not going with solar right now. I've got a generator. I just want something, wanted something that was a little bit longer lasting, more reliable, and had more amp hours than what your traditional lead acid battery had. I know you have to change over to a lithium converter, but that wasn't that big of a deal for me to do. I did the converter myself. I put these batteries in myself. I'm going to order some Airstream gray paint and touch up these areas that I did knock the paint off. That was already starting to rust right there a little bit, but I'll sand that down and touch that up so it'll be protected. But I really can't recommend these enough, just due to the fact of what they are capable of doing. With 240 amp hours for a weekend, when it's cooler weather and you don't have to do anything crazy with air conditioners. Of course, this won't run AC anyway. But if you're wanting to boondock a little, do some dry camping, it's a really good way to get more amp hours into your Airstream from a reputable company. These guys are out of Georgia. They were great to work with on ordering them. They got over here quick. Their customer service department answers you. I actually told the sales manager I was going to do a review for this for Airstreams, because really all I've seen is Battleborn. I've seen one or two builds with Epoch batteries, and they were mostly for solar with a converter. I wanted to do one that was just, I'm replacing the batteries, changing over to lithium, not worrying about solar right now. I want to do something that is pretty cost effective, because I know I won't have to be changing these out according to their warranty, and they have a great warranty. And so just wanted to share this with you guys. I'm going to put the links in the bottom if you've got any more questions. I'm going to actually post this to a couple of the Airstream message boards and tie in a few people that maybe this will get a few more views. But if you have any more questions, just give me a call. One other thing, I did change out the actual parallel cables, or series cables, whatever you want to call them, to something new. The ones that were on here, since it was a 14, they were a little bit corroded. I just go ahead with new stuff. I got those from Advanced Auto Parts. They're just they're a little long, but they're the 19-inch 6-gauge. There's just a lug-to-lug battery cable, so that does good enough. Put a little bit of wire loom on the positive, so I would know that it doesn't matter, because I'm going to take it apart. But I mean, it just shows red when it's supposed to be red. But I just wanted to give you a review of this, and appreciate you guys' time, and I will try to answer any questions that you guys have if you decide to watch the video, and I hope it helped. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.